Alright, I'm good. There was a slight bit of lag showing from where I was applying the oil.
Alright, putting the timer.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Use a defense. 3,
Echoes in 1.
1.
Run them out.
Forgot the portal.
Shockwave. Taunt the boss. 3, 2.
Echoes. First shriek in 6 seconds.
Use a defensive.
Prepare to hide.
You gotta find some shelter.
Line of sight.
Three, 2, 1.
Echoes.
On me
Taunt
move now.
Shockwave. Use a defensive. 3, 2.
Echoes. Second shriek. Final shriek for this phase. 4 seconds. Get ready to hide. Hide. It's going to jump to the middle.
3, 2.
You had a couple seconds left to DPS him. Hide by the end of Blood Shroud. Hide now.
Phase change.
Sends out the echoes. At the end of this, he starts to move, so be prepared to move away from his red circle. Alright, keep dodging. Gotta dodge, hide, hide, hide.
Oh.
Dodge. Hide. Hide, hide, hide. Dodge. Alright. Bring him back out here. We'll try same spot again.
Taunt the boss. 3, 2, 1.
Echoes.
Shockwave. Use a defensive. 3, 2, 1.
Echoes. Second echoes. We're gonna have to hide in 5 seconds.
Taunt the boss.
Hide now.
You gotta find some shelter. 3, 2, 1.
Echoes.
Use a defensive. Taunt the boss. Shockwave. Use a defense. 2, 1.
Echoes. Last one of the phase.
Run them out.
Get ready to hide. Hide. This is the end of the phase.
3, 2, 1.
Hide by the end of Blood Shroud. Hide now.
Phase change.
Alright, as soon as this cast is done, be prepared to get out of the circle. Now. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Hide. And dodge. Hide. Dodge.
Ah.
It's over. Alright, try to bring him back out front again. I don't know what those extra bloods are after the phase is over. We keep getting that.
2, 1.
It's just the sonars hadn't landed yet.
Echoes are up.
Shockwave. Use a defensive.
How many reses do we have?
1.
Alright, we'll hang on to that.
Yeah, bring
2.
one on top.
Yeah, sir.
See,
Yeah.
you can wag the finger.
Echoes.
Taunt the boss. You gotta find some shelter.
Hide. Sorry about bad warning.
3, 2, 1. Use a defensive.
Echoes.
Shockwave.
Next echo is going to be the second one.
3. Taunt the boss. 2, 1.
Run them out.
I'm pretty good for your first pull.
Hush you.
You gotta find some shelter.
Hide.
Hide.
End of phase. You're going to probably have to get in some blood on this one. It's going into the middle.
3, 2, 1.
Ready to hide.
Phase change.
Alright, time to start dodging. Well, end of this. Keep dodging. Don't let him hit you, especially if you're near a
Yeah,
pillar.
that's what happened to me.
Hide.
Yeah, me too. The circle came right through the pillar and got
Yeah, yeah.
Just got off the
Dodge. Dodge. Hide.
as much cursing and swearing.
Watch your feet.
Dodge. Watch it, there's a lot of stuff getting hit. Okay, it's over. We're gonna bring him back out front and finish him up.
Down.
Can we get Trucky up?
Yep. You want hero?
Use a defensive. 3,
Oh, no, Hero's down.
1.
Oh, okay.
Unless we res. Yeah, pop Hero for tie. Echoes.
Go for tie.
Pop Hero.
Pop.
Shockwave.
This is pretty much it. We're dead if he reaches the next phase.
3, 2, 1.
Echoes.
You haven't potted, use your
You gotta hide Shriek in 5 seconds.
Taunt the boss. You gotta find some shelter.
Hide it. We got him. Pop back out and finish him up.
3, 2, 1. Use a defensive. Shockwave.
There we go.
Nice work, everybody.
Awesome.
You know what? We should have 2 cheers for that.
Hey, look, miss, I don't get anything. Got
Okay, do you want to know the sad part is they're not my best stats.
If we are to have any chance against
how many item level improvement is over what you
It's
had?
16, so it's probably an upgrade, but I'll sim it.
I know
Ooh, look at all that loot.
I think if you put that cloak on, you should have to say, "I'm Batman."
What is it? I thought,
No.
I thought
Shark
we had
didn't
all
say
3
that for me.
pieces too.
I thought it was limited. They were supposed to fix it. Maybe they're not fixing it till Tuesday. Though I don't know if conduits count as part of those pieces.
God, I hope not. That would be.
Hey, Gretz, Team in Breath. It looks cool.
Better yet, the anima drop that I got. That would be really lame.
I want to see what that does. That's a weird effect.
Nice feat.
Oh, and so many. Did you research, or do I need to explain Huntsman?
You need to explain.
I didn't research it, except that that's what we're going to try next. Just that there was a horrible amount of healing required, and they nerfed it considerably, but it probably will still feel like a lot.
Yes. I would say we'll have to learn it just like this one, but it should be easier than phase 2 of this fight.
Well, it's nice we can work on a second boss right away.
Yeah, if we get that one down, we're in trouble because I only researched that.
Well, it gets us another mark on our chest for the weekly, though.
Oh, it doesn't.
Oh, it does at that, doesn't it?
Gotta get 3.
I thought we had to have 3.
Yeah, you get a 3 for the first tier.
Thought it might have been only one.
Yeah, I thought so too. Not that easy.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I agree with Brawlers.
In there, Nick. Go kill something.
I haven't seen Stinky in a couple of years, but he's got all these feed haulers in here.
That's interesting.
No.
Maybe he got hired. It's a lot of damage. So yeah, that was something.
He's a lot.
Yeah, we should probably let Stinky live until last and kill the big bad guys.
That was basically to test to see if you thought you were done dodging stuff.
No, that wave thing is what was, because it was putting a stack on people. So that big center guy casting that big nasty spell in the middle. That's what was doing it.
Saw it looks, by the way. Forgot how to speed boost though.
It's too far away.
What was that?
I think something was pointed at us.
Well, there's that, and the tracker was back right in the middle of the
Master
group.
crafted Gamesman's snare. Ooh.
Weapons are priest. Quick shotgun to the face. That was.
Oh yeah, we got several pools, it looks like, in there.
Yeah, things are running straight by the group and killing people in the back. I don't know if that's the mechanics or...
It's probably a charge on the dogs. Oh, there's these mines getting thrown out. It looks like that might be it. Yeah, those pop and they knock people back. And then it looks like the people might explode if you run into them. Yeah, basically we need to be able to spread out more. So step into the room a little bit, spread out a little bit. That should limit the number of people that get hit by those.
Oh, I can actually see the traps now. That's helpful.
Got a big red star.
In the stairwell, you can walk in.
That was interesting.
This feels a little bit like going through Kara.
I've heard that comparison already. People were talking about that it just has such a Kara feel in here.
Oh yeah, working your way through the depths of the castle.
The kennels house the master's hunting pack. Keeps the beasts starved for flesh. Put an end to the hound master's cruelty. So we can advance to the lower level.
Oh, it's the 3 bear.
No, this shit is trash.
So these guys are enraging. Can probably get rid of that.
I can, but only once every 10 seconds. It's like you can dispel it afterwards and stop it from the first place.
I can smell your fear. Margot, to me.
So yeah, what you know, Varus?
Just making sure we don't aggro first. Well, depending on how you look at this, this isn't a phased fight, or you could say it's 4 phases. We're going to get the huntsman plus one of his pets, and we're going to have to take down 3 pets in the fight in order. So, first off, the huntsman, we're going to want to spread out a bit. We don't want to be packed up real tight, as he's going to do what's called spread shot. It's a wide cone damage. It's instant, so the further we're spread out, the less people are going to get hit by it. It targets a random raid player. So staying spread out is key in this fight. His other ability is called Send Seeker. It marks a couple of raid players. This part you're going to have to decide on the strategy. There's multiple. Basically, he's going to shoot a straight line attack to him. Anybody in between that player and the boss is going to take damage as well. So basically, if they move away from the raid and everybody moves from them, only they should get hit. Also, there's big red arrows pointing to those players, so everybody knows what direction the shot's going and can move from it. But remember, stay spread out. The first dog, I just call them dogs, you can call them whatever you want, is called Margor. He's got an ability called Jagged Claws. It's a stacking bleed on the tank. Recommendation to start is to swap about every 2 of these, and we can adjust that as we go. I mean, leave it up to the tanks, but you don't want to get more than 3 or 4 on you. He's also going to do a vicious lunge. He targets a random player. Big swirly is going to go around him, and we need 3 or 4 people to hop in that and soak it. Immunities like Ice Block, I'm going to assume Turtle and others can be used during that or instead of the soak. If you're going to do that, please call that out. That way we know what's going on. And that's pretty much for dog 1. He's going to be around for about the first 30%. Also, on these pets, we need 1 tank to tank the boss, 1 tank to tank the pet. We need you to keep them close enough to where we can cleave, and the boss and the pet share a damage meter. So it doesn't matter. Everybody should be on the pet, but by doing damage to the pet, we're also doing damage to the boss.
But if we can cleave, we'll be doing double.
Exactly. After the first boss is done, then the fight gets a lot harder. Second dog's name is Barghast. He's going to cast Shades of Barghast that spam the raid, doing raid-wide damage while they're up. They can be CC'd, and every time they're CC'd, they will take increased damage. So the more we CC them, the more damage they take. However, they do have an energy meter at the end of 100 energy. They become immune to CCs. We really need to have them dead before that meter gets to full. They are also beasts. So I'm not sure who has hibernate. I'm thinking druids.
Yep.
But for hunters, scare beasts also work on them, plus any of your normal CC abilities.
Now, a lot of CC would normally be broken by damage. So
what I read is that it's loss of control. So things that make you spin around, daze, that kind of thing. Makes
right. So it disorients, fear, while it lasts, but disorients in particular.
Most videos.
So Typhoon, when you knock them back with Typhoon, if druids want to spec into it.
But yeah, no cyclones.
This next one is going to be key for beating the second pet. It's called Ripsol. It's going to target a tank, and a ad is going to spawn. We don't kill the ad. We heal it. Healers, the ad is all you, and you need to heal it up as fast as possible. Now, the ad's starting life will be dependent on the tank he targets. So, and there's going to be a spell bar when he's going to be cast. So, tanks, you should use a big cooldown when you see that spell bar going off. That way you don't get a big hit and lose a lot of your life. Healers, you should try and really do your best to keep the tank topped off at that point, and that'll make your lives a lot easier when the ad comes out. There will be far less healing on it. It will be a wipe if that ad gets to the raid boss and he's able to absorb it. So you have to heal the ad up before that point. Keep in mind, while all this is going on, he's still going to be doing his spread shot and sinister mark or sin seeker.
Wasn't there one thing in there that for that spell hits, they should pull the animal away from the boss? That way he's got further distance to travel as well.
Yeah, and we might need to kite the huntsman away from the soul.
That makes sense, but it was never stated specifically in any of the videos I watched.
It was.
Is the soul a slowable?
I don't believe so.
All right. Yeah. So the tank on the boss at that
Running
point may have to pull the huntsman away.
When I'm sure there's a timer if you can call before it's going out to spread them. That sounds like a good idea to start, and we can see how it goes after the first attempt.
So that's just a periodic ability while Barghast is up. Looks of it.
Yes.
The video I just watched, they pulled Barghast really far away from the boss for that spawn.
All right, then let's do that.
All right. Yeah.
Last
So that
boss.
we'll not cleave that then.
Actually, last pet is Hicutus. This one is more about the tanks than anybody else. He's got Crushing Stone. It stacks. It's basically he's going to hit you with that, and then to drop the stacks, you have to kite him. Catches is when you move him, we take raid-wide damage. So I would recommend to start 2 stacks, then move them down to 0, then 2 stacks, then move them down to 0. We can play with that number as we get a feel for it. But I would go safe, go 2 stacks, then move them. And you didn't think we were going to get away with stuff being thrown on us that we have to run to the edge of the rooms. They come back this phase of the fight. It is called Petrifying Howl. A couple random raid players are going to get targeted, get a swirly. You need to move them to the edge of the room. You need to move right away because there's a catch. It will start slowing your movement speed, so you don't have time to finish a cast, finish your chain shot, whatever you were in the middle of. You get that, you need to get it out of the way because it don't go away until after the fight is done. Once we have all 3 pets down, he's going to say that he made a bad decision, and we get to do a lot more damage to the main boss at that point after all 3 pets are dead. And pretty much that is the fight.
So is it 30% of his health per boss? Does he wind up at 10, or is it like?
Yeah, he should have about 10% health left after all 3 pets are done. And then he takes increased damage because he has no more pets.
Okay, so from the sound of it, the 2nd or 3rd pet is probably a decent time for hero.
Yeah, I would say that's a good thing, or a good plan.
Probably the 3rd pet, because we can cleave on the 3rd pet. 2nd pet we can't, so we don't get that much out of it. So maybe we'll pop hero around execute range, around 25.
That would also help with the stacks that the tanks given or get.
Yeah.
And then the raid-wide damage when he has to move.
Yeah, yeah, that's going to be increased damage then, and then people will be taking a little bit from the house. So yeah, that ability that Hicutus is doing in the 3rd phase, tanks every stack, is going to increase the boss's damage by 25%. So if you're going 2 stacks, he's going to hit you 50% harder. But right when he moves, everybody's going to take 3.4k nature damage. So this damage that's going on the raid tends to not be physical. And as Brawlis was saying, the Rip Soul does 20.5k, and that's shadow damage. So that's going to be a big hit. That's on Barghast, dog number 2. Okay, so to go over again, we're going to be spread out a bit so that we don't all get hit by the same spread shots. Sin Seeker, which is going to put an arrow over people's heads. You can move a little bit, but for the most part, what we traditionally do is people get out of the way of that, so you do not want to be in a line with that red arrow and the boss. And that's a lot of damage, by the way, heals. So there's a shot of physical damage when Sin Seeker starts, but after that, it is 15 ticks of 3,600 shadow damage every 2 seconds. So the player is going to take 50,000 shadow damage over 30 seconds. And that's nerfed considerably. It was something like 10k per tick, apparently. And then, yeah, so boss number 1, when the lunge goes on somebody swirly around them, we need to stack a handful of people in there, about a group size. Barghast is going to get pulled away. For Rip Soul, healers need to heal the soul to full before it reaches. Tank may need to drag Huntsman a little bit. And the Shades, we will disorient with any disorienting ability, and we need to blow them up before they get full energy and do their roar. If the roar does get off, it's probably a rate cooldown healer-wise. It's going to be 7,500 shadow to everybody, and then 10 ticks of 3,400 every 2 seconds. So an additional 34,000 on top of the 7,500 to the entire raid. So we will try not to let that happen. The Shades need to die. And then last phase, a little bit into it, we'll pop hero, and tanks are moving the boss periodically to drop his stone stacks, howls out to the side. All right, let's give this a shot.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The hunt begins. Nothing escapes my sight. Margot, make them bleed.
We need people in that. That's enough. Yep, thanks. Yeah, so 5 or 6 people. Alright, get...
Aim that away.
Yep. Do not stand in those arrows. They're going to need a lot of heals, healers. Don't run far away. Don't run far away. You're going to need a lot of heals when that goes on you. Okay, so it's an initial hit, and then they've got a dot. You can see it on them.
You like Shimini?
Mark, we're halfway down.
So if you get Sin Seeker on you, great time for a defensive.
I got 4 stacks.
Lunge stack down there in melee.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to run out, though, so I need to run out.
Yeah, no, the swirly we stack in P1. Sin Seekers, don't stand in the line. Only one person should get hit, and then they're going to need heals.
Nothing escapes my sights. Margot, make them bleed. Nothing escapes my sights.
Alright, I'm gonna take the dog back.
Margot, make them bleed. Your death will
Alright, dog number 2. Spread them apart. So you guys, are we going to have to tank swap during this, I assume?
No, I don't believe there's a tank swap on this one.
Rip Soul.
No more stacks on tanks. We're killing Barghast.
Heal that soul up.
Yeah, that soul needs to get healed to
Move the
full.
tank,
Drag the
move,
boss,
move.
drag the boss, drag the boss till it's healed and gone. Very good. Shade is up. Kill that Shade. I see. So we need to CC it before the roar is ended. Sin Seekers. One person in line. Yep. So we'll just need to keep it off, and we got to get him down before the energy bar gets to full.
And there's soul up.
Soul's up. Actually, I'd say drag the boss onto the shade and then pull him away for the next.
Shade's dead.
It's dead. Yep. All right, back on the back on Barghast.
I was just spamming hibernate on that one. If there's more than one, someone else is going to have to do that too.
Souls
What-
up.
So yeah, what we should do, there's a shade. Let's put the boss on the shade and drag Barghast away from the shade. Heal the soul, heal the soul. Sin Seekers, careful.
Soul reached him.
We need more damage on the Barghast. We lost Nate.
It's a wipe. The soul reached him.
Too late. It's wipe.
So I think what we should do in P2 is when the shade comes out, it's going to be in a random position. We want to move the boss to the shade so we can cleave the boss from the shade. We want to move Barghast away if he's near the shade.
Alright, just so you know, with that big
Oh,
dog
cool.
in my face, I don't see that shade.
With what? You don't see the shade?
With dog in my face, I'm not seeing the shade. I'll try to change my camera angle.
Okay. Yeah, so I think you guys can probably be, you don't have to be like, you'd probably be about 30, 40 yards apart. The main thing is we want a quick notice on the rips. So the rips, is the rip soul always on the, it is always on the Barghast tank, right? Okay, so it's going to be very predictable. So we don't want to cross them over right when that's going to happen.
It would help if we have a little call out before that as that cast is heading, because if we heal up the tanks to full as much as possible, we'll have less to have to heal.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'll try to spot that.
I'll try to call it out too. I was being hit with his other ability right before that too, so that's why I'm taking like massive damage, and then that soul comes in.
Yeah. So do we need a rotation on the shade, or can you get them all nature?
I can do it. I mean, as soon as the cast is done, I have to cast it immediately again because it looks like maybe it's a 3-second cast and it's the hibernate. I just have to spam it. If there's ever more than one out, which it looks like in heroic there is, but I don't know if there is on normal. We've only ever seen one so far at a time. Then someone else is going to have to do the other one.
So you're just chain CCing to prevent energy increase?
To prevent that roar to go off.
Yeah, prevent the roar. Was it going off that frequently? Every 3 seconds? Or you mean you have to cast it as soon as the cooldown's over?
As soon as the cooldown's over, I got to cast it again because that thing just constantly tries to roar over and over and over again.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Doesn't it put a stack on it every time you CC him too, or is that the heroic?
No, it says it's stacking on this too, so he takes more damage every single time I CC him.
Oh, yeah, so
that explains how his health dropped like that. Okay.
Yeah, one of the videos they were saying that, get it about 20 stacks or something and then kind of burn them down.
Okay, so actually we should be applying different CCs to him. We could poly him instantly, but we don't really want to poly much because that heals. But any other form of CC, go ahead and put it on until he gets stacked up high, and then we'll just burn him fast.
What about in prison? Would that heal me?
Does it heal targets? I don't think anything else does it? Besides poly?
No, it doesn't say so.
Yeah. So anything that'll land on a beast, hopefully.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah, we'll see how
I
it
was,
goes.
I was gonna say I was gonna try it on pool, but
Can we get
you went there.
we get a portal, please, to summon Iris?
Yeah, if there's a few people dropping those stacks on them, that would make them go down a lot faster.
So hibernate puts a stack on him?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And hibernate has no cooldown, so you can just chain it.
And I'll chain Scare Beast on them too.
Typhoon in theory might work.
That's just a knockback,
I
though,
didn't get a
right?
chance to get close enough. Yeah, but it does daze, so it's a loss of control, so I
Okay.
could add a stack. I just never got close enough to shoot it off.
Yeah, knockbacks are problematic too. Anyway, when we're trying to DPS stuff. But you know, right off the bat, especially if there aren't any melee there yet. Does anybody have a spare fast for Iris?
Spare what?
Yeah, I got one.
On Barghast?
Where's Iris?
Yeah, I think we want to try to cleave from the shade to the boss when we can. With the stacks going on faster, maybe the shade doesn't live as long. In order to do that, we have to move Barghast proper away from the shade. So I'm not sure how risky it's going to be, like how likely we will be to pop out a soul at the wrong time.
Well, you saw I had Borgast at the end there, in that back corner over there. I don't know where the souls were, not the souls, but those shades were popping. I don't know if it was any. If he stayed there, I don't know if that's going to affect anything.
The first was about there, and the second was pretty close to you, kind of like that.
All right, so I could just drag him along that back wall. Maybe that should be all right.
Yeah, like you could move them along the cages, and Nate could rotate the huntsman kind of down this way a little bit, but I'm not sure how necessary it's going to be. If we can burn that shade down really fast because we build up stacks fast, maybe we don't have to worry about it.
All right,
Especially if nobody saw any video where they were stacking the shades with the boss, then it's probably not a very successful strat.
Yeah, I haven't seen any where they were together.
All right, then yeah, let's just concentrate on stacking it up, and we'll keep the main dog and the huntsman separate.
Yeah, the further they are
Alright,
from each
and
other, the
Nate-
better, as long as everything else is in range.
All right, I'll pull it back to that back corner, basically where his cage is now. I think.
That's only on the second pit though.
Yeah, and Chucky, you could rotate so that you're kind of against the back wall where the cages are instead of right in the corner. That way you'll be able to at least see a little better what's going on.
That's what I'll do. Yeah, I'll back up to the cage. And Nick, I was able to go to 4 stacks on the first boss. If you want to, on the first dog, if you want to taunt that.
Graf is asking, did anybody notice the name of the Ripped Soul?
It was just called Ripped Soul.
Ripped Soul. Okay.
Yes. R-I-P-P-E-D.
Say when your macro's good, Graf. Alrighty, putting up timer.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, he's immune to cage.
Nothing escapes my sight.
I would think the boss character would be.
Lunge.
No, I wasn't trying to do the boss. I was trying to do the dog.
Be quiet while we're doing the fight.
Watch these. Don't move much when you get them. Just a little bit. Maybe if you're stacked on top of a bunch of people, then pause and let other people get out of your way. That lunge is in melee.
Nothing escapes my sight. Margot, make them bleed. This boat has your name on it.
You can clear the stack with an immunity.
All right, go ahead and take the dog.
Margot, make them bleed.
Lunge.
Don't run around.
I have enough boats for everyone. Margot, make them bleed. Your deaths will not be at Barghast. Come.
Alright, dragging Barghast away.
I have enough boats for everyone.
DPSing Barghast now.
Ripsol.
Kill the axe.
Shade's up. Where is the shade?
There he is.
Okay, there it is.
Got a green.
Time was a little off.
Roaring.
I'm gonna check what CC's work on it.
Sin Seekers, careful. Yeah, only move around for a couple seconds and then stay put.
Heal to full.
CC is on shade. Your Ripsol's coming. Actually, yeah, having the shade next to Barghast is good.
Shoot. I'm out of mana.
Need more CCs on the shade. Good, it's gone. Ripsol.
Heal to full.
Back on Barghast.
Yep, back on Barghast.
Shade's up somewhere. Where the hell is it?
Right
Yeah,
there.
looks like you take a second to spawn.
This boat has your
Sin Seekers.
Ripsol and
Careful, careful, careful. Sin Seekers.
Ripsol.
nothing escapes my
Heal to full.
Ripsol coming.
nothing escapes my sight.
It looks like we have 600% on the shade. Now we have 700.
Nothing escapes my
My UI's not showing that. It's
Alright, it's down.
Ripsol.
Heal to full.
Barghast.
Kill the axe.
Ripsol is out. Shade's up.
Shade is out.
This boat has your name.
We got some Sin Seekers.
Ripsol.
I have enough boats
Ripsol.
for everyone. I have enough boats for everyone.
Have you noticed how much the percentage of damage that guy takes goes up every time you CC him?
100%.
Oh, nice.
Escapes my sight.
Yeah, it's a huge bump.
Ripsol.
Heal to full.
Barghast.
Kill the axe.
Hopefully the last shade.
boat has your name on it.
Sin Seekers.
Ooch. That one shot at me.
Rip soul.
Heal to full.
Looks like imprisoned in the chaos. Nova might interrupt the roar.
Rip Soul is moving. Keeps you seeing shade. I got a lot of stacks. He's almost dead.
Don't interrupt. There you go.
Any healers need innervate, let me know.
Rips on 5.
If we can kill him in 5 seconds, we don't get another shade.
Soul.
Heal to full. Kill the axe.
This will be an interesting. Yeah, looks like we still gotta kill that thing now that the new one's out.
Yep, kill it.
Should we stack everything on top of that?
Yeah. Yes, we can. CC is on the shade. CC is on shade. Good. Let's get a couple more stacks on it so we can finish
bring
it.
the boss over. Run the hell out.
I'm bringing
Move,
him
Bears,
to it.
move.
Alright, CC is on it.
Shade.
CC is on it. Alright, it's dead. Watch Sin Seekers.
Alright, Nick, let me know when you're gonna move. I'll move with you.
Can we use hero? Cause
Alright, run. Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably a little bit longer. We'll get Hercules down to about half.
Nice for cool.
Petrifying Hell, remember run them as far out as you can. You gotta move quick, because you slow down.
I'm down.
Kids down.
We need Truckee up. Res on Truckee.
Lost Nick too.
We need them both up. Did we berserk? It's a really big dog. Oh, Crushing Stone, we weren't moving the dog.
That was me, I'm sorry.
So yeah, basically you're gonna have to shuffle the dog every couple of seconds.
You know what I don't see is I don't see that stack thing where it says to move them.
Sorry, Truckee, I can't hear you over the game sound. I'll turn you up.
I said I didn't see that stack where it said when I got the 2 stacks to move them.
You might just have to constantly move him a step at a time. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't notice it until you guys were gone, and then I realized how big he was.
You guys can repair right here or if you release. There's a guy right there you can repair all the time.
Oh, cool, thanks, Ed.
It actually wasn't a bad pool for the first time on that boss.
That was our second.
Nope.
But no, that was a great attempt on it.
It's terrible. It's awful.
I think we got the first 2 phases
Yeah, I
pretty
think-
well down.
If I remembered the
Hey,
crush
not
thing.
that difficult.
I was out of mana though. I will say that I was completely out of mana.
Yeah, so was I.
If anybody uses the voodoo, that Rip that we got to heal up does show up on the NPC bar.
Hey, Libby's in right.
There's oil.
It doesn't like you want to keep them moving because that's a lot of damage.
No.
You just have to know that every time he moves and you drop a stack, it's 3,400 to the raid, and it's nature damage. So we're going to take the whole thing. So at that point, I guess the boss is still doing the scatter shot, and we still have the Sin Seekers. But maybe being loosely clustered for some raid healing wouldn't be bad, and that's probably the point of greatest raid damage.
Did we want those 2 stacked together on that phase?
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, you're just gonna kind of move Hecutus back and forth.
Okay.
I would hope we try at least one more pull before considering.
Can we go over the hibernate part real quick? What are we hibernating and why? Because I couldn't hear that all that.
It stacks. Is it just the first dog that we're hibernating?
No, it's shades of the second dog, and it's not the dog itself. It's like a clone that it makes of itself.
Oh.
Yeah, it was coming up with a green triangle on it. Brawless, if you want
make
to drop
another
the table.
Thanks for food.
Yes, thank you.
You guys may want to reapply your oils. I got 2 minutes left on mine.
Yep, flask and oil should be pretty much gone here. We want to do that before we pull.
My flask is gone too.
Before we
grab it too.
Before we put it back on, why don't we take a break and then we'll pop up to eat before the break. So we'll take 5 here.
Hi guys.
Hey, Ludi.
Hey, Ludi.
Sorry I jumped in late. Congrats on that kill.
Yeah, sorry I missed it.
However, if you want to
okay, it
watch
looks
it, you
like
can
you're
watch it on
gonna-
Twitch.
Oh, fun. Okay. Thank you.
And it looks like you're going to see a kill on this fight.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I think we'll get this one.
So jinx. You guys are terrible.
Oh yeah, we're not supposed to say that, are we?
Oh, sweet. The podling holds the harp. That's great.
Oh, the podling looks like Minnie. Oh my gosh. Look, here's Minnie right here. And there's the podling. Minnie needs big old eyeballs on his mask.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Checking to see if we're all back first.
So many, I was thinking on the second phase or second pet, when we have the shades out, when they first come out, should some DPS still stay on the main dog? You know,
Yeah.
because the shade's not easy to kill. We need to get CCs at that point. You know, keep some, if not all, DPS on Barghast until we got like 8-9 stacks of CC on the shade, and then at that point we could switch and burn it down.
Yeah, that's probably reasonable. And I'm just wondering also about exactly what CCs work on the phase. But yes, having the dog and the shade stacked allows us to cleave. That's only advantageous, and they were generally close enough. My cleaves were working, I think, but I don't know if everybody's were.
Mine were kind of borderline to get my cast on both of them.
Okay, so yeah, I would say Truckee, when the shade comes out, if you can move Barghast closer without getting him closer to the boss, then please do. Or at least without getting him significantly closer to the boss.
I don't think Scare Beast was working to add a stack.
The stack is just the application, but I was watching the stacks when I cast Poly, and it didn't always seem to increase. And I might have actually misinterpreted it. Maybe that it didn't make it increase at all. So I was wondering if it was subject to some sort of DR on how quickly you could apply stacks. And it may be different types of CC, might be on separate ones, kind of like actual CC.
Yes.
Should we drop a cauldron, or is everyone going to use their own? Or did I miss it?
It's probably worth a cauldron if we have one, just because we have 22 people here now.
Done.
Do we have one?
We do.
Okay, Taz is doing it. Thank you, Taz. We definitely want to make sure we don't do two at the moment.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks
Thank
very
you,
much.
Taz.
And so people that grabbed a second previously can use that second one now, and then other people can grab a second here.
Alright.
There should be 8
Are
left
we
over.
ready? Asmo gave me the mats for those. I'm just setting them down, guys.
Not for all of them.
Thank you,
Taz had
Asmo.
some around mats too.
You are too kind. How generous.
Make sure you guys check your oils too. Should all be good on armor kits though.
Don't forget to check your oils. And does anybody need any?
Okay, we're screwing up this second ad. So, crowd control them, but don't touch them. The stack builds as they're crowd controlled.
Okay.
Don't just let them sit there for a while. Just DPS
So we
the other
should not
dog.
DPS them at all then
And
until
don't
it's time.
cleave. Yeah,
And-
don't cleave.
And that's why they don't stack them.
Okay. All right. So we'll CC it, and we'll try to let it get to say 10.
We're gonna throw all sorts of CC at it, no matter what overlapping CC.
I got it. Don't worry. Unless I'm dead.
It sounds like it's just based on time, so extra CCs probably won't do a thing.
No, they won't. Oh, well, actually.
So when we do switch, I think we want to stack them up.
The one I saw, they recommend like 20 or 30 stacks, and then just burn it down.
That makes sense because you wouldn't have to do the shade quite so many times. I mean, it doesn't come up until it goes down, right? A new one.
It wasn't clear to me if it was based on that or on the timer, but it certainly could be. It comes up once it's gone.
It says 1 minute here, but I don't know if that's heroic or not.
Okay.
It looked like we were only getting one. I wonder if they nerfed that.
Yeah, because it didn't seem like it was
Well,
close or anything.
It may well be that we just happened to be killing it shortly before the next one was due out.
Could be.
So somehow I lost my raid windows. How do you get that back?
You're kicked out of the raid.
If it's the default frame, it's just tucked into the side.
Yeah, so don't break the CC on the shade.
That would mean Trucky's going to want to put himself in Barghast away from the shade.
Yeah, you're going to want to probably drag Barghast about 5 yards, and then we probably won't cleave. If we
tactics, I don't know.
If we do break CC, we'll just re-CC him and try not to break it again. It shouldn't matter.
Well, we just did it with like pretty much constant breaking the CC, so I imagine we can handle it.
Yep.
Yeah, the second phase should be a lot easier than it was.
Yep, there's some more flasks in there. If you don't have a spare on you, go ahead and grab one. Especially non-alchemists.
Alright.
Get the oils on. This will be the ready check for the pull. And then, yeah, in P3, we will make sure that the dog gets moved by probably 3 stacks or 2.
And it sounds like those in the brown circle should immediately start to run out since it slows you as you run in order to get out. Because they don't go away, right? So we're going to lose ground space.
Yeah, we want to get those against the wall, and we want to overlap them as much as we can with the previous ones. I think it said it was 5% per second that you lose speed, so you've got a little bit of time, but the sooner you move, the faster you're going to make it there. You just basically have to make sure you're not completely rooted halfway. Okay, putting up timer. That is good incentive. There are weapon tokens for some classes and specs on here. Well, classes, I guess.
Yeah, mine's not till the next boss.
1.
The hunt begins. I have enough boats for everyone. Margot, make them bleed.
There's a lunge.
This boat has your
Lunge.
Many for second phase, instead of having DPS or targeting Barghast, have everybody switch to the boss, to the huntsman. They share same health pool.
They do, yeah, that's true. That would prevent us from cleaving.
What's that? He's tauntauning.
Lunge at range.
This boat has your name.
Sin Seekers, careful. Stand in them.
Nothing escapes my sight. Margot, make them bleed.
Lunge in melee. Run it in, run it in. Stack on people. Yep.
I have enough boats for everybody. Your death will not be Vargas. Come.
DPS target the huntsman.
Nothing escapes my sight.
Rip Soul's happening.
Until it's called out. Target shade.
Rip Soul's out.
Kill the axe.
Alright, the shade is CC'd. We're just letting it be CC'd.
This boat has your name.
Sin Seekers, careful.
Rip Soul and 5.
Rip Soul.
Have enough boats
Beautiful.
for everyone.
Rip Soul. It's getting close. Drag the boss. We're good, we're good.
Shade
CC on Shade.
We got 17 stacks.
We're gonna switch soon. We're at 17 stacks.
There's a pet on it.
Rip Soul.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Alright, let's kill the Shade now.
Now.
We're killing the Shade. We gotta keep CCing it during this to break the roar.
Rip Soul's up.
Let's. Yep, Ripped Soul's moving. Let's get. We got a new Shade. CC the new one. Alright, yeah, we're
back on huntsman.
gonna have to go a little faster.
Can we just get one person yelling instructions, please?
So we're gonna go at say about 18 stacks, I think.
Beautiful.
Something's on him. I can't keep him CC.
Make sure your pets are not hitting the Shade.
Soul's almost the boss.
I have enough boats.
Another Rip Soul coming.
Beautiful.
We're gonna get another Shade soon because that was busted up, so he's not gonna get
Yeah,
it.
let's kill the Shade. Everybody on the Shade and kill it. Rip Soul's moving. CC's on the Shade. CC on the new Shade. CC on the old one.
Missed it.
Sin Seeker, careful. CC on the new one.
Rip Soul.
Beautiful.
I have enough boats for everyone.
CC on the Shade.
Pet's almost dead.
Something's hitting the Shade.
Yeah, I dotted it accidentally before it went down.
Alright, we gotta finish off the Shade. It's only at 8 stacks, so keep applying CC, but we gotta finish off the Shade.
I have enough boats for everyone.
Dog is running everywhere.
I got him.
Make sure to keep moving him.
No.
Yep,
stand
once
still.
Acutus gets it's at 3 stacks, yep, just drag him a little bit, just a little bit, and then back.
Interrupt the roar.
Roar went out. Raid cooldown. Healer cooldowns, go.
This boat has your name.
Hullstones, defensives. Watch the Sin Seekers. Yeah, so it's priority to keep CC going on those while they're up. And he seems to cast them faster and faster after the first one too, like the new shades.
I would think when the energy bar gets to 50%, that's when we should switch and kill the shade.
Yeah, I couldn't hibernate that last one. Was his energy? Did it hit 100?
I don't think so.
Something was on it. Sin Seekers.
No, I mean towards the end when he was doing the howling cast.
He shouldn't have got the full that fast. Unless it gets faster with low health on Barghast.
I was just running out of room to move them.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
No stacks build pretty quick.
What a raz, I think. We do.
That was it for me. Night.
Good night.
Night.
No.
Nighttime.
Have a good week.
Thanks, Trav.
Minnie, in that phase, I am not sure if we're going to be able to stack them because, as I said, those stacks were moving pretty fast.
Yeah, that's okay. You can probably just kind of we're gonna be able to cleave within 5 or 6 yards. You can kind of rotate him around the boss, and we'll just DPS the boss.
That's what I was trying to do, just kind of.
Yeah, just run him around the boss.
Yeah.
You can pretty much just strafe around him.
Just got to watch that transition, I think, a little bit better because that shade is not still full health.
Yeah, the problem is that we'll probably need to switch off of the dog and the boss and onto the shade sooner if that happens, and just do it the way we were doing it previously. So yeah, we want the shade to die about when Barghast is dying. Just don't kill the shade soon enough that we get another shade before Barghast is dead.
That time I did notice it is every 60 seconds. Doesn't matter. Every 60 seconds a new one will come out.
All right, it almost seemed like it was picking up, but yeah, I don't know.
We could try draft as DPS. I know we're running out of mana, but it might be because of too long in that phase too.
Yeah, I was wondering about Lust in second phase. I still think it probably makes sense in the third phase because that seems to be the most raid damage, and we still have 2 targets.
Yeah.
And we got through second phase reasonably the first time, so optimizing our CC we should be able to get through it faster.
I can't see the stacks for whatever reason, but do we want to switch to the dog after it has about 5 or 6?
Yeah, I could only see him when I had him targeted. I wasn't seeing him over his head.
I was thinking about 10, and that's normally around 50% energy.
Yeah, I was trying to wait for 20 the first time, and that was too long. Although we almost had it down. So yeah, I'll eyeball it a little closer this time.
Out of curiosity, are the shades spawning at almost in the same spot every time?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty close to it.
And that also causes a problem if we don't get the current one down before the next one comes. A lot of people have cleave dots, and that'll stick on the new one, and I can't CC it.
No, I'm asking because if they're spawning in the same spot over there, then after the first shade spawns, I can move the dog.
Doesn't matter because if DPS is on the boss, we're burning him, and there should be no cleave on the shade.
That's not exactly true because, like, for me, I have to havoc both of them in order to maximize my DPS. So I'm going back and forth.
And depending on how, the only reason why I'm asking is depending on how close they are to it, my disease might be getting on it, and that's what causing it not to be able to.
Yeah, it could well be.
That could be.
You might want to move the dog after the shade appears, but I think the shade is going to appear within 10 yards of the dog.
Okay.
Yeah, that feels right. Because the first time around, they were in different spots, and I think we had moved the dog a bit.
Well, then we would want to move the dog so that they don't spawn on top of each other, right?
Does kind of make sense there.
You could go from corner to corner or something like that, but the boss would have to move at the same time.
That's what I was gonna.
Yeah, we don't have to do too much here.
I mean, personally, I'd rather have them not any further from the boss than they are already, so that I can reach all at the same time if needed.
Yeah, no, I think we're pretty good. We just probably, Truckee, just move Barghest a little bit away from the ad if it happens to spawn close, enough that your diseases aren't going to break CC early.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Is I'll flip flop them from end to end in that cage. That should be all right.
I agree with Bra. We're doing good.
You don't have to move them. You probably don't have to move them too far. I'm not sure what the range is on the disease, but a few
Well,
yards
I'm
out
thinking
there.
if I go from one end of the cage to the other end of the cage, I should be all right.
All right.
I'm not talking about all three cages. I'm just talking about the one cage.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Camera's going up.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Five, 4, 3.
There's nice
2,
work on the
1.
ripped souls.
The hunt begins. Nothing escapes my sight. Margot, make them bleed.
Don't run
run away.
around.
Sunseekers, careful.
I have enough foes. Margot, make them bleed.
Lunge in melee. Keep it in. Yep.
Nothing escapes my sight. Margot, make them bleed.
Lunge his way up. Bring it in. More people in it. Good. Yeah, 3 isn't enough, but 5 or 6 is fine. Sunseekers, careful.
You're probably not gonna make it. Never
Wow.
mind.
Wow, so you can get
Bottom
2
one,
stacks of
bottom
that. Yeah, bring it in. Melee lunge, bring it in on the stack. Yep. Alright, first dog down.
The first shade comes out pretty quick. Let's get him up.
Staying on the boss.
Escapes my sight.
Heal to full.
Ripped soul is out.
Kill the axe.
Shade is spawning somewhere. There it is. It's right on top. So you see it?
It's got 2 dots. No way.
Yeah, that's my.
It's gonna break.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to chain it until that's done. Sunseekers, careful.
Heal to full.
All right, it's stable.
Yeah, we're gonna switch to it about 10 stacks. Ripped soul is moving.
Nothing escapes my sight.
We have another shade in 15 seconds.
We missed the CC on it. We gotta switch and kill shade. Raid cooldowns.
Chuck is down.
Good Chucky up.
Sorry, I didn't even notice it broke.
It's over.
Yeah, it's a wipe. Wipe it up.
Kill the axe.
I guess I'll just sit and stare at the thing since it keeps breaking at a CC.
Well, the reason why that one did is because it spawned right on top of the of what's his face, and ended up with a.
No, I meant later.
Yeah, I was gonna say it ended up with one of Chucky's dots on it
Don't really.
because of that.
Oops.
Okay, someone's left eye to see the realms you've seen.
Now after that, I have no idea what was going on. Thank you, Taz.
Yeah, at some point it broke out of CC late. It had chains of ice on it and a hibernate. And no dots on it. But then someone hit it again somewhere. That's okay. I'll just keep. That's all I'll do is just stare at it. That's
I
fine.
think our original position for the main dog was way better. Rather than the one we did in this past pull.
Alright, so I'll just put it where I normally put it then.
Yeah, I think that worked really good.
Okay.
Well, it looks like the shade comes out, drops within a 10-yard radius in a random direction. And if you're too close to the wall, it's going to land right on him because it hits the wall. Can't
Yeah,
go
so
anywhere.
I'll put him back where I normally was putting him. That'll make it easier.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, all good.
Ready, sure? Okay. Putting up timer.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The hunt begins.
Oh, son.
Nothing escapes my sight. Margor, make them bleed.
Lunge and melee. Sin Seekers. Careful, make sure you're not in front of an arrow. Yep.
I have enough bones. Margor, make them bleed.
At range.
Nothing escapes my sight. Margor, make them bleed.
I got her.
This bow
Sin Seekers.
has your name on it. Nothing escapes my sight. Margor, make them bleed. Your deaths will not
Nice.
come.
Nice try, doggo.
I have enough bones for everyone.
Heal to full.
Rip souls out.
Kill the axe.
Shade.
Oh, he's about perfect, just far enough away from Chucky to.
Souls.
Sin Seekers. Careful.
Rip Soul.
Beautiful.
We're going to switch shortly to the Shade. Ripped Souls out. Alright, let's switch to the Shade. Start chain CCing it.
Chuck's down.
Need him up. Need that up.
Nature's down.
Gotta get Barghest back, yep.
Already.
Someone else chain do the Shade, please.
So,
New Shade is out. Yeah, I'm gonna... Okay, we got it CC'd. Rip Soul, Rip Soul, Rip Soul. Sunseekers.
You devoured it.
Alright, he's gonna hit really hard.
For the rest of the...
Trucky. We lost Trucky. Rip Soul's up.
It's gonna be a wipe.
Yep.
He actually devoured 2 souls now that I'm looking.
Let's wipe it.
Have enough bones for everyone. My pets will enjoy gnawing your bones.
Come take a nap, Ferris.
No wonder if we
So, what, are we having trouble with positioning?
it looked to me like
Okay, don't release.
it looked to me like what happened there was that
I did.
the Ripped Soul came out at like really low health, so it took a lot to heal him up, and we lost Chucky because of it.
Yep. I mean, my heals were giving him about 30%, but I had to focus a lot on that Rip Soul.
Yeah, much.
We've been pulling him out about 60 to 70% when the Rip Soul's been coming out, but that one was really low.
Yeah,
Okay.
he hit me with something that knocked me down real low.
Well, Rip Soul will do 20k.
No, it wasn't Rip Soul. It was something before Rip Soul hit. I'd have to go check and see.
No, we didn't miss the CC that time.
I remember we missed the CCC, or the CC until nature was dead.
I don't think you missed it after that even. Maybe on the first dog as you were downing it. Because I got face palmed by the dog.
Yeah.
I did a quick AFK for a bio.
I'm wondering if we don't want to just stack Margot, all target the Shade, and just do what we were doing before and do cleave damage onto the Shade. I mean, the first time when we didn't know what we were doing, we probably weren't optimizing damage, but we weren't missing any CC, and that Shade was still going down before the next one came up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we're using CC that doesn't heal him, we're getting a little bit of extra damage on the Shade, not much.
Well, I mean, all I was doing was spamming Hibernate the first try. No one else, I think, was doing CC on him unless they were testing things. And if we had Barghest right on top of the Shade, so there was a bunch of cleave damage happening onto the Shade as I was re-CCing him constantly, and he was still up to like 6 stacks or something and going down before the next one, and we were doing damage to the Barghest. So, I mean, it worked the first time we went straight to the 3rd stage, instead of trying to leave that CC in place. And
Yeah, the difference is basically just the cleave you're getting on the Shade while you're doing that, because if we're killing the boss instead of killing Barghest, we're still doing the same amount of damage to the boss and Barghest that we would otherwise, if they weren't stacked, right? Because they all take every point of damage the other one takes.
Yeah, I get that, but we're having problems getting that Shade down in time before another one comes up.
Well, I don't think we were this time. We were previously. This time we switched, I think, at an appropriate time. It was about half energy. It was about 12, 13 stacks. But we had that ripped soul that was trouble, and we lost Truckee during that too. So let's try this again and see if we can do that cleanly. One thing that's a little difficult for me is we're moving Huntsman closer to the entrance, and I'm having to move around more. But I suppose I could just relocate to a different angle. Is the positioning okay for healers? And for you, Nature? That's what really counts.
Yeah,
Second phase, it'd be a little bit rough for me because I'm over there with Kit.
I'm not doing much on the second phase, DPS wise, because I'm focused on that dog now after that third or fourth pull.
Okay, so we'll do it about the same.
If possible, we need to be calling out that rip cast, so that way we make sure that he's healed up the full before the rip comes out.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm still not really seeing that. I'll try to look for the bars.
All right, I'll try to keep an eye on it as well.
I think it is cast by Barghast. All right, let's eat up.
Sorry, I'm back.
We'll get this.
So a couple people at this step away.
I'm here just in a quick reload.
All right. Putting up timer.
Well, quick-ish.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The hunt begins. I have enough bows for everyone. Margot, make them bleed. This bow.
Sunseekers.
Nothing escapes my sight. Margot, make them bleed.
So I'm meeting the melee pack.
Nothing escapes my sight. Margot, make them bleed.
Range stack a few. Good.
This bow has
Sunseekers.
nothing escapes my Margot. Make
Might want to use cooldowns there.
your deaths will not. Nothing escapes my.
Yeah, Zep's got 2 stacks.
I have enough bows for everyone.
Heal to full.
Soul.
Yep, rips out.
Kill the ants.
Shade is out.
Soul's getting close.
Rip soul.
This boat has your name.
Sunseekers.
Casting Rip Soul.
Alright, let's switch to the shade. Rip Soul's coming. Let's kill the shade. Chain CC's on it now.
Have enough bows for everyone.
Rip Soul in 5.
Have enough bows for everyone.
Yeah, I don't have a timer bar for that. I must have to update.
Kill the ads.
New
Rip
shade.
Soul's
I'm gonna
moving.
CC it.
Shade's out. Might be too close, Trucker. Just keep an eye on it. It's holding. Sin Seekers.
So, man,
Have enough bows for everyone.
Yield to full.
30 seconds till the new shade.
Yeah, let's switch. Rip Soul's out. Let's switch to the shade.
Have enough bows.
Chain CCs.
Nothing escapes my sight.
5 seconds of Rip Soul.
Yield to full.
Shade's gonna spawn soon. Rip Soul's moving.
The ads.
Alright, let's start killing the shade. Everybody switch to the shade. Time to start chain CCing.
Has your name on
Sin Seekers,
Want
careful.
to stack Barghast on him or no?
No.
it. Have enough bows for everyone.
Rip Soul.
Yield to full.
He's gonna die pretty soon anyway. We're cleaving him some, but we just gotta get the shade down as soon as possible.
True. 25 seconds till the new one.
Have enough bows for everyone.
Plus Barghast is about to die. We're gonna kill Barghast as soon as the shade's down.
Alright, we got 10 seconds.
Kill it. We're good.
Escapes my sight.
Or we gotta start
My favorite.
moving this ad around. When you get the brown circle on you, take it out to the wall right away. Yeah, we'll keep them close so we can cleave.
Escapes my sight.
Move the ad to keep the stacks low.
Acutus, shut up.
House healer mana looking.
About 10k.
Listen.
Run those out to the wall. Alright, gonna pop hero here.
This bows has your name.
Sin Seekers.
Yeah, just watch out.
Acutus, shut up.
Run them out.
Nothing escapes my sight. Acutus, shut up. Nothing escapes my sight. This bow
Sin Seekers.
Risen's about out of mana.
Innervate on you.
Acutus, shut up.
Howls up to the wall.
Your precious. No.
Alright, we just have the basic abilities.
This bows has your name.
Those will take in
Sin Seekers.
100% more damage.
Yeah, it's like there's a dog out still.
He's really pissed off.
Nothing escapes my sight.
I will be too. You just killed my dog.
Has your name.
Sin Seekers.
nice job.
Nice job. Congrats, guys.
Did anybody even die?
Yeah, we took a minute off of our best previous ability for that kill. Very nice. Congrats on all those memories. Looks like hunters and druids get them.
A fitting end to that wretch.
And I see that it is still going my luck with expansions.
The passage is down here,
Mine too.
Who got tokens?
The way ahead.
I don't think anyone did.
But we must
Yeah, I'm not seeing any.
Oh, it's too bad. That's good.
Nice neck. Nice.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
F.
Oh, and
Congrats, Graf.
Very nice. Awesome.
Congrats.
who's next?
I just got a necklace that lets me mind control a beast. No, make a beast a pet.
That'd be crazy for a hunter. Extra pet, like
Is there a doorway up there?
Yeah, that's what I was
like
looking at.
3 pets. Would be awesome.
There's a doorway over here.
I'm sending our demon hunter to bed.
Good night, Demon Hunter.
Hi, Demon.
Well, one of them. I can't send the other 2 to bed. I could try, but I don't think they would fly.
You can try.
This doesn't look kosher.
I bet Ty's the first one to jump in that hole. Did I call it?
Maybe.
So the gate doesn't go anywhere.
Who's the first one to hit a sewer rat?
Me. Oh, the gate does go somewhere. That's the entrance.
They let you die.
Don't hit the sewer house, guys.
Hey, somebody's got to be.
We got a lot of
Somebody's got to be the experimental one.
Could be my new favorite Paul.
So where they die, they're leaving slimes. So you want to try to find some free area under your feet. People have a lot of
You
stacks
can
of
walk up
stuff.
the side of the wall.
You notice the name of those things?
Yeah.
Yep.
ROES?
Yeah, they're ruse in some other places too. Yeah, so those disease stacks, I assume they're not cleansable.
They're not, and they last like a minute.
I could cleanse them, but I can only do one at a time.
Yeah, so basically people with high stacks should be prio.
I can't tell how many stacks people has. That's one problem.
Okay, and Nat had a ton. It's off now.
I don't think we have to kill these rats. They're
They're non-aggro.
Looks.
No,
there's
it's
or
the white ones we have to kill.
oh, they look linked.
Can't even see him out here.
Just line of sight.
Yeah, can you pull them into the tunnel just a tiny bit? We're losing line of sight here. Or we'll all come out. Everybody out.
Okay.
Thanks, down. Can we get them up?
There's an awful lot of rats.
It's an ROTS. No, ROUS? ROUS, yeah.
ROUSs. I know, I don't think they exist though.
Yeah, they had these in one of the dungeons, I think. Or maybe it was just in the world somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Oh, so you see the white ones, not the black ones.
I am
That's
so
interesting.
tempted to kill this last rat.
I need to target something first.
Yeah, the black ones only they're neutral to us unless we attack the white ones.
Here, the largest of its kind I have seen.
Ooh, that's cool.
So, out of curiosity, we all came this way. Were we able to get out the door that we came in?
I ran And back all that way from the entrance. I think so.
We had a number of different choices as to where we.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We're headed towards the Hungering Destroyer.
Oh, I think he drops weapon tokens.
The next one shouldn't be until the last two bosses.
Oh, for other classes, though, I think she meant.
Oh. Sorry.
Hungering Destroyer, Brolus.
Alright, he drops weapon tokens for Paladin, Priest, and Shaman.
Oh, like they need weapons.
This place has a lot of floors.
Yeah, I was just looking at the map, clicking on them.
Who's going for a swim?
Something's drawing me to the darkness below.
I'm glowing. I don't know.
Okay, so there's also Sludge Fist behind Shriekwing.
Whenever this is on Ludi, I can't heal through it at all.
I can't either.
I died.
It wasn't even anything I could dispel either.
Nor I.
Did I do something wrong? It's on Nat now. They hate our family.
Leeches health from nearby people. Shadow damage inflicted. 100% reduction in healing. So yeah, you probably just have to shield people. Oh no, wait, Leech's health, where are you, Nat? Join us. Stack. You're gonna heal up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mechanic on the next board.
So like I stand next to Nat and he heals me and that heals him, right?
It's like
absorbs it from each of us.
It's like the shaman totem, it just balances health out.
Thank you.
Kinda.
Like our free perps.
Okay, Minnie, this one's all you.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if we're like one of the second tier or.
Wow, look at all the anima.
Yeah, I think this is a second tier boss.
Looks like there's another mechanic like the arrows in the last one. Volatile injection. Go to bed.
But I don't want to.
Sorry, he's slow on the push to talk.
Okay, yeah, this is the second one in leeching vaults. So this might be a little harder.
So you say you made a wrong turn somewhere, huh?
Yeah, there were options that I didn't see.
I'm pretty much thinking we had to go back out the way we came, and there should have been another hall.
I wonder if we go back and talk to the guy, if he'll take us back up or not. If we can even reach him. It's also like a hole. I wonder if we can climb up that.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Looks like a lot of people are progressing in this direction. Shriek Huntsman hungering. Yep, apparently this is considered. Well, the first
don't go out the hole.
suggestion I've seen.
Don't go out the hole.
Now you tell me.
Wait a minute. Since when did anybody decide to follow the friggin' demon hunter? Okay.
I just saw like a bunch of dots going that way, and I said, oh, "What's over there?" You pull a trucky.
We're like outside somewhere.
Outside. Mine still low screen.
Well, see, as
Oh.
long as Demon Hunter is not tally, it's normally generally considered.
Wait, are we
safe.
outside the raid?
I think so.
Oh my god, we're not even like close.
We can probably summon you.
Oh, wow.
Like, can you guys see us on the map?
Oh wow.
We're on like the opposite side of the castle from the raid entrance.
Great.
In other words, it's easier for us to go and hit the flight point that's over here and fly over and then come back up
What
to
I
the
was
raid
thinking.
entrance.
No, we don't even have warrant now, do we?
And I might have gone through the hole. Bad idea.
So what was this that people did? Did they run back and go somewhere?
There's straight across the bridge, and there's a hole cut pipe.
There's a tunnel.
So.
Over
yeah.
there. And it went where?
It took us to a portal. Well, it became a portal. It was just black, so you didn't like see like any portal. And then we had a loading screen. It would dumped us down into space.
Okay, so you jumped in and died.
No, we didn't die.
We didn't die, and there was no jumping. Like it was literally just walking in the tunnel, and then suddenly you're at a loading screen.
That's too bad. See you next week.
Yeah.
It literally took us to like it's like the sewer of the castle. It literally dropped us off on a lower area.
Over by Old Gate.
Over by the Old Gate flight point.
All right, so it zoned you out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like we're practically in another
Totally.
zone.
Yeah, no, in River Death, it's another zone.
That's cool.
Is it easiest to get the raid entrance by going up to the Menagerie of the Master?
Charred Ramparts is the closest one.
Yeah, that's where I went.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no great way, but yeah, the ramparts.
So on the bright side, we will be back to the beginning.
On the not so bright side,
Yes,
we don't have
this is the boss we're
I was
working
gonna say
on.
on the not so bright side, we don't have a warlock to summon you all.
I am one.
Well, we could summon you guys back.
Oh, I didn't-
with us.
Sorry, I didn't realize you'd followed us out.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, Gluttonous Miasma is on this boss, and that is that same ability that the trash was putting on people, which causes them to not be healable, but they can leech health.
So we're still doing that, boss?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this boss apparently has been done by a lot of people. Third, and difficulty-wise, should be similar to the first two.
Well, from the first boss, you know how we took that
one
left?
anecdote.
From the first boss, you know how we took that left out of that room? Well, the doorway over on the right side is open as well.
Yeah, there was one other way I think we could have gone, maybe two, but this is the boss we're going to work on.
No, that's fine. I was just letting you know.
All right, so yeah, he's gonna put gluttonous miasma on somebody, and you'll see the blue stuff. So we stack some people in there. Consume. He's gonna drag you in, and so on consume we need to run away from the destroyer as far away as we can get. He's gonna suck 19k health every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. So 57k health. And it's lessened by being farther away. So if you're close for consume, you're going to die. It doesn't say what type of damage it is, but I'm guessing it's not physical. Expunge. Let's see. Everybody will blow up, doing 7k shadow damage. In a small AoE, I assume. Oh, no, it says the size of the AoE increases based on your missing health. So we want people ideally healed up before expunge. Or they're going to have to spread out further we're going to have to spread out further to not blow up on each other. Volatile ejection. He's going to mark people. So maybe some arrows. And he's going to do damage in that direction, it says. So a little chunk of shadow damage. That presumably means you don't want to stand in a line, or maybe not near it. I don't know if it's a straight line or if it's a cone. And then you don't want to take another one for 40 seconds because it'll probably one-shot you. It'll one-shot most people. So what that means is you really don't want to get hit by somebody else's, because it sounds as though it can hit multiple people. And hopefully the game is kind enough to not put it back to back on somebody. Desolate looks to be just unavoidable shadow damage. And then on the tanks, Overwhelm will hit the current tank for a big physical hit. And Hungering Strikes will leech health from the tank. He's hitting, and for each consecutive melee attack, the damage of Hungering Strike is increased by 8%. This stacks, and it resets on new targets. So there's your tank swap. Not only do you take more damage, but he heals more by hitting you. So yeah, the suggestion is run volatile ejection away from other people. Everybody get away from the destroyer for consume. We'll stack some people on miasma so they don't die. Okay, and consume is when his energy bar is filled. So he's going to build up to 100. We all have to run away for consume. Tank swap on the growing hunger. Sounds pretty straightforward. Can't possibly be this simple.
Never is.
No, I think the hard part is that explosion where you guys got to be close enough to each other. Or health has to be close. I think that's the part that wipes everybody.
So yeah, you have to stack on people with the miasma, but you have to spread for the volatile ejection.
Yeah, the volatile ejection I think is what was wiping a lot of people in this.
Yeah, so if you get hit by somebody else's and then you're targeted, you're probably going to die, unless you have a really good cooldown. So it's 6,800 shadow damage to everybody it hits, and then if you've got a stack on you, you're going to take 35,000. Char's still running in. He's close.
Food.
I'm learning to use that soul shape more and more.
Same here.
Oh, I put the orange marker up because whenever he does the suck in thing and that we all have to run away from, this is where we should run to. I don't know if it's going to have as much of the bubbles as it has on the heroic video, but if it does, Ed in particular can use an invulnerability and run through a bunch of them and clear out a space for us. It'd be great if you could like zoom in and see yourself mess up.
All right. Flats are just dropping off plus oils, so if you have a spare, go ahead and pop it.
Oh, and if you're like a druid or, you know, paladin or one of those specs, one of those classes that can change specs a lot, make sure you're on the right looting thing.
So I think we want to probably tank the boss right about there, since we have to move far away for a consume. So we'll try that. Okay. Everybody was ready? Putting up a timer.
Five, four.
Yeah, everybody be kind of clumped loosely. Loosely though, because we're gonna have to spread out the ejections, which happens in 8 seconds. So those people need to be close to other people so we can stack on you.
On that green circle.
The ejections have to run out in 2 seconds. Okay, so it's a straight line and deal. You do not want to get hit by that. Those blue swirlies need to be in on the group.
You guys need to be on the green circle. Overlapping, but not overlapping on top of each other.
You need to overlap people. If you don't overlap people, you'll die. Spread this out, spread these out, spread it out, spread it out, expunge, spread it out.
Try to top people up.
And then back. Need Truckee up.
3, 2, 1.
New miasmas. Ejections, run out if your ejection's on you. Okay, it's already done. Next ejection's in 5 seconds. It's 2/3 energy. Remember, he consumes at full. We want to drag him probably a little bit more towards the back. Spread these out, expunge.
If you're a healer, you don't need to spread out for the expunge. Let everybody else do it and just try to top them off because those circles.
You gotta stack people with those swirlies. Ejection, run out ejections if they're on you. Alright, so I don't know why we're not seeing that. Everybody get far away from them, as far away as you can. Okay, we're back to position now. We want to drag him away again so we can do the next consume.
Spread out. Use a defensive.
Expunge coming up.
2, 1.
No, my timer's off.
Get those circles down to the green circle.
Yeah, we want to keep dragging him forward a little more.
Paige, you gotta have it overlap with other circles there again.
Expunge.
Three, two, one.
Taunt the boss.
Ejections.
Use a defensive.
Heal me, minions.
Oh, yes, sir.
Alright, so yeah, he's getting super damage sucked now because we can't do a tank swap.
Time to tank swap.
3, 2, 1.
I think I made a mess.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2,
Run.
1.
Well, that's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, it starts with 3 miasma. I almost thought there were more. Like we wound up with more, I thought, but maybe
I
not.
probably have time for about one more pool.
When you get 8.
That's about right.
I was going to say this will be my last pull.
So we wind up at the entrance for this.
Yes. Probably not in the same wing, so we did a third boss in the wing. We might get an advanced save point.
Yeah, I guess it's your standard white protection.
There's a mirror that takes you straight to the kennels from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
So yeah,
I saw a mirror with blood, so I decided to hop into it. It brought me back to the repair guy, and then I turned around and it was still up. I hopped back
anyways,
through.
in the video that I was showing, there's more of those miasma circles, but basically you try to make them like a Venn diagram over each other, so that you're covering up the whole area where the raid's standing. So you don't
Are
want
they
to
all supposed to be on that?
Yes, we're all supposed to be in that.
Okay.
But you don't want them to completely. If you have it, you don't want to be overlapped with another one. And that's what I mean by like a Venn diagram kind of thing.
Okay.
And
That's what we were doing wrong then, is we were overlapping.
Okay, because they'll drain from each other then.
yeah, it does something where it back feeds or whatever feedback. And Ludi just called me a nerd for using Venn diagram. So
He was going to call you a nerd anyways.
this is true.
Ludi, shame on you. Accurate, but shame on you.
Yeah, because Char is totally not a nerd too.
I may have been thinking I know what that is. And I use that term a lot in work.
I think it is a description that fits quite a few people around here.
I mean, okay, technically we're all playing a video game right now. But those are just details.
I was thinking it probably referred to those of us that do stuff like build our own computers and stuff, but oh well.
I was thinking of Brawlers myself because, you know, he's gone and looked up every last one of these fights well before we were actually going to come in here.
I kind of wish I'd looked up more fights. I only looked up the first 2. I didn't think I needed more tonight.
Being the fact that I've been meaning to link boss videos in our Discord, and I have not yet. I need to do that.
I linked the first one.
But one other thing that I noticed was whenever the big expunge goes on everybody, so everybody has a huge circle on them. That's your damage circle or whatever. If you keep, the closer you get them to 100%, the smaller that circle gets. So the healers stay put and heal their butts off to try to bring people up to 100%, and everybody else runs out.
Yeah, it heals though. You probably want to move enough to offset your circles, right? Because you're going to pop on each other otherwise.
Yeah, you want to try to just spread out.
But yes, the rest of us move far enough that we're not overlapping other people with our
Right,
circle.
yeah, healers are spread just a little bit, but they want to focus on healing mainly.
So I think where the boss is now is probably a pretty good spot. I didn't notice that we were getting blown up too badly from the single consume that we made it to.
Yeah, and in this setup, without the heroic, without all the spheres from the heroic run, it doesn't really matter as long as he's towards an edge like he is right now.
Yes, if you don't, right, we're gonna be close enough to be in. You want to be in at least one of the blue circles. If they're close enough together that you can be in multiple ones, that's good too. But be in at least one so that you're helping heal people up, and try to be spread out a little bit so we're not like all stacked in one person's miasma circle.
Thank you.
What's that? A range stack point?
So whenever he does consume and sucks everybody in or whatever, and you gotta run away, it's just the general area. On heroic or whatever, like I was saying, there's spheres all around the edge, and so you have to pick one part that you're all gonna run to during that part, so that you can clear it out without losing people left and right.
All right.
No, that's the condom.
Okay, putting up timer.
Sure, you don't know anything about cussing like a sailor.
5, 4, 3.
I never forking cuts.
If you want to hear something like that, just talk to Gus.
I don't know.
I am a former sailor. Come on.
Oh, you can do it. But I served a line from Kluga down there just because I. Because it's the one to do it. Lets me know how to do it.
Sorry, I ran over you, Trucky. Tanks, I think you guys want to rotate around a little bit so you're not going to have the volatile ejections hit you. Yep.
Are we not overlapping?
So melee, you're going to want to take them off to another side. Sponge, spread it.
What?
Yeah, you have to run the volatile ejections off to the side so they don't hit other people. It'll do that. Alright, so you get an arrow over your head and DBM will tell you volatile ejections on you.
I thought the white circle was the volatile ejections, so I thought you said you wanted to stack those.
Now the ejections have to run out. We stack the miasma, which are the swirling light blue things.
Pay attention because there will be a quiz later.
Yep, see, there's the ejections. They're just spreading them out so they don't run over other people. The deal is if a second one runs over you, you're dead. And yeah, we want to move the boss back towards Skull once we pick him up. So Consume is further away.
Yeah, let's get together.
Ow.
We get, well, never mind. Do we have time for one more? Or we have a shorter run back?
Spread out. Use a defense.
3. I can stay for
Oh,
one
I felt
more.
like it was kind of waiting.
I dropped that thingy.
Okay. Wipe it. Just stack everything and wipe.
Use a defensive.
Yeah, don't run those purple circles out.
Let's see who gets at the res.
There's a mirror on your left as you're coming in. And then you just go left and down the hall.
Always getting bigger. How you all doing?
Yes, you have to run the bridge, but it's pretty quick.
Ooh, fancy.
This will be our last pull of the night, so we have to kill the boss so we get that extra guild vault choice.
Why aren't those two helping? Why are they lurking in the tunnel?
It's got a pretty good healing trinket. And definitely my favorite pants. I mean, if I'm gonna have to wear pants.
You talking about that spike?
Consumptive fusion.
Or I mean, the infusion. Yeah, that's incredible. That leech.
Yeah.
So, Minnie, I have a quick question. The white swirling circles, those are not supposed to touch each other, right? Or are they?
They can touch each other, but they shouldn't be close enough so that they overlap the person in the center of the other one.
Okay.
But yeah, so if you think the Venn diagram comment, you think how circles are overlapped, and in those diagrams you saw very recently when you were in 8th grade or whatever.
Yeah. Not all of us were good students.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I was laughing about the very recent part.
So yeah, basically the rule of thumb I think will be don't get close enough together with the miasmas so that your circle is overlapping the person in the next one. But if you overlap them by a couple yards, then somebody can stand in the middle and feed both of you some health.
Okay. And then if we get the thing above our head, run it out regardless of where we have that on, and then the big blue, everybody runs out.
Yeah, so right. So volatile will go on a few people. You're going to get a light blue kind of arrow over your head, right? You need to strafe off so that doesn't run through other people. So the tanks are going to rotate around a bit. So you should be able to strafe left or right to get away from other people. And just watch out that you're not lining up on someone else. It's pretty quick though. So otherwise we're going to stay fairly clustered. And then expunge is the standard spread out. So this is just like all these other fights in history where it's stack, spread, stack, spread. Yes, stack, spread.
And the rest of the DPS, its range DPS or melee, should try to be in the circle with the people in the white circles, right? Spread out between them.
Yes. Yeah, we should be standing in. It's back there, so if you didn't see it.
Nobody should be lonely.
Exactly. Yes, we should be standing in them and feeding those people health. I mean, if they're full, great, but they're probably not going to be full.
Okay. Think I got it all. We'll find out. We'll see if I die.
Geez, Shar, that's how the COVID gets around. You're gonna stop that.
Minnie, I got one question.
Uh-huh.
You want the boss tank basically where he is right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can move closer to you, but the goal is we get further away for consume. Based on what the adventure guide said, the further we are away for consume, the less damage we take. So getting out of the blue circle might avoid a kill, but how I read it, if we get further away than that, we'll take yet less damage.
Okay, so we'll keep him there then. All right.
I'd say during consume you want to, yeah. So we do still need to feed the miasma people during consume. So orange are a little further, honestly, but orange may be far enough if the boss is where he is now. All right, putting up the timer.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1.
2,
Use a defensive.
Gotta get them out further.
Taunt the boss.
Make sure it's enough that we're not gonna hit people. Yeah, we hit like 8 people with those.
Sorry.
Use a defensive.
Sponge spread up.
Taunt the boss. 3, 2, 1.
More miasmas, new miasmas.
Use a defensive.
Alrighty then.
Ejections. Or my timer's wrong.
Taunt the boss. 3. Spread out. 1.
Spread expunge.
Use a defensive. Time to take.
You can overlap those circles just a tiny bit. Ejections.
Oh, it's a yeah.
In the middle. Ouch.
Run.
Consume. Head out to the orange. Stack miasmas there. We're getting pulled in, so keep moving away. Alright, back in.
Taunt the boss.
Yeah, that hit after consume sucks.
Use a defensive.
Expunge. Nope.
2, 1. Use a defensive. Time to tank swap. Spread out.
Expunge, now spread.
Time to tank swap. Time to tank. Use a defensive. 2, 1. Time to tank swap.
Goddamn Iowa.
Time to tank swap. Use a defensive. Time to tank swap. Time to tank swap. 3, 2. Use a defensive. Move to start. Time to tank swap. Spread out.
Alright, you're allowed to last as long as you can here. Since it was our last pull.
Three, 2.
The heart of a tank.
Run.
But we are going to call it here.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Nice job tonight, everybody. We got 2 down. Very good. So our homework for next week is to watch video on this fight and to watch video on Sun King's Salvation. And
maybe,
if we get past 4, that's great.
and Google what a Venn diagram is.
No.
Asmo, I'm expecting you to turn in homework from pages 38 to 54.
You do know I
of
was
your
an
math
F
deck.
student, right? I understand that he's a teacher and everything, but he married someone who was an F student.
I'll tutor her.
And
But
I
nice
happen
job
to
tonight,
fall
everybody.
asleep in
Thank you.
history class on a regular basis, which happens to be his favorite.
And I'm gonna Google.
She's
how to
lucky.
survive a hit.
I was because I would have laser pointed her. So I had this couple students like to sleep in my class, and I with my laser pointer and shine on their desk in front of them to wake them up.
It was college. They turned the lights off. I mean, it's their own fault, really. Like, why would you turn the lights off in a history class? You should never do any kind of videos in that kind of class. It's just a recipe for napping.
That all.
Good night, Ed.
All right.
all goods and services for sale. Until our next transaction.
So I gotta say, I think the work being done this weekend to up item level paid off for that first fight.
I
Sure
agree.
did.
Completely. And the second fight.
Speaking of which, anybody want to got the second Hall of Torghast to do, the upper one? I still got to do that, trying to get some more ash, soul ash for my.
I can help you, Jeff.
I'm working
I'd
on
love
the
to say
6th layer.
yes, but I gotta go to bed.
If you want to do layer 4, I'll do it.
I'm not sure which layer four it is, but I'm game for anything.
Well, I did 1, 2. I finished 3 today.
I'll go higher than 4 too, but it's just that I have 3 done.
Well, let's go for it. I don't know which the layers are. I've only ever done 1 or 2 of any layer, I think.